Recording has started.
There it is. Perfect. All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's Mayor Manager meeting for Wednesday, January 18th. Online with me is City Clerk Stephanie Carlisle, Mayor Pro Tem Stephen Ward, City Attorney Tamara Niles, Deputy City Clerk Sarah Harkness, and City Manager Shawn Lewis. Shawn, I'll let you kick us off.
Thanks. Good morning. We'll start with the January 21st study session. We've got it's a city council retreat. And then I think we have sent the agenda out on that. So just let me know if you have any questions on it. I'll have a land use discussion on January 23rd. This is a study session, presentation of the charter review, the off-leash dog update, regulatory impacts of becoming a large utility, and then moving on to a couple of regular session items. We have a resolution regarding appointing members to various boards and commissions and approving an ordinance and IGA rather with the City of Sheridan for our sustainability services. Do we have times? I think looks like we have times slotted on all of those.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any questions, comments on those?
No, it does look like a longer night, but no questions. No questions for me.
Right. February 6th, we have redistricting, two study session items, redistricting and the financial report for November. We should be getting pretty close by this report of having our estimate number. It'll be unaudited, but our estimate of year end for 2022. And then moving on to regular, we have budget supplemental number 1. Which will mostly be the tax issues. Putting that in there would be the main thing on that. Supporting a ground lease agreement between Inglewood McClellan Reservoir and Integrity Motors. Water efficiency plan resolution. The bulk fluids and fuel purchase. The purchase of 13 units from John Elway. 2023 LAWS. For upfitting police units, a motion regarding Dartmouth bridge widening project. We finally are ready to award. Also February 6th, Malley Trust Fund purchase recommendations, motion to approve revisions to City of Inglewood Charter, All Health Network contract for mental health co-responders, the ordinance amending municipal code sections regarding quarterly billing cycles, an ordinance amending code regarding restitution to victims of ordinance violations, an ordinance regarding changes to code to mirror state law, short-term rental ordinance, first reading to approve an annual agreement with Arapahoe County to receive CDBG dollars, approval of an ordinance regarding sales and use tax rates, and first reading of a PUD for Sam's Automotive. Of course, that will move. And almost finished. And then the next one will move. And then ordinance approving Comcast cable TV franchise agreement.
Shawn, regarding the short-term rental, looks like it's a ordinance. Is this separate than what Member Anderson asked? Because I think we were going to have a study session on specific items that are more pertaining to code next, but it was regarding short-term rentals.
Yes, I think last night did provide some clarity that there may be a need for the study session. We've gone back and forth, but when we went back and reviewed the tape, we felt like there were at least 4 for most of the provisions. So we've kept the ordinance largely as is, but adding some teeth, penalty certainly for the Airbnb, the STR websites, and I think operators too, right, Tamara? Tamara is more familiar with this. But we decided to just bring it to ordinance. But based on Joe's comments last night, we're ready to redirect and move that back to a study session, if you all agree.
I don't personally have any objection to bringing this forward in a study session first. I think short-term rentals have a lot of subtleties that maybe we need to discuss. We already did one round of this, but I without having seen it, I don't know if we'll need to go through this again with the new version.
Yeah, I get the sense that this is going to be one of two parts at the very least, so why not have the study session first before doing this? So,
Yeah. Tamara, do you have
Okay.
any thoughts in terms of would it be beneficial to go ahead and get the penalties in place for the website folks? Or
So there's two schools of thought on it. Generally, we like to do ordinance revising code one time, do it once and do it. Oops, sorry, I just touched mute. So we like to just do it one time. However, there are times where, I mean, we could go ahead and push through one portion of one section, knowing that we're likely have to go back and do it a second time. I don't like to do that simply because it makes more work for the clerk's office, but either way, we can make either way work. If council wants us to go ahead and bring forward just the one change so we can get it implemented, we can certainly do that.
and I don't know if Mayor or Mayor Pro Tem, you've talked to Joe, but he has substantial changes to the ordinance that he wants to propose that he alluded to last night that will absolutely require a study session.
That was my sense. My sense was that there were bigger changes, and that's the reason why I'm thinking a study session is required.
Okay, we'll get that changed. It sounds like you and Steve both are fine with that. Right, Steve?
Yep.
All right. So we'll get that
Uh,
changed. Ready to move on?
No, I was going to say, do we want to go through the items for consent or not?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, where do we, let's go to the top. So we've got the ground lease between McClellan. Okay, that says no already. Water efficiency plan.
It's already come forth. I would say yes, but I know that there was major discussion, so it may be good to leave it out just so members of the public can hear what changes were made.
Okay.
So I'm leaning no. Mayor Pro Tem, you feel free to disagree on any of these with me.
I agree with that analysis.
Well, bulk fuel purchases.
Yes.
Annual. Okay. Purchase of units from John Elway.
Vehicle
These-
purchases always get pulled.
Yes.
Police units upfitting. Laws.
Do we know the dollar amount on that? I would say yes, just depending on the dollar amount though.
We don't, sorry, we don't have that.
Yeah, I would lean yes unless the dollar amount is substantial.
Well, it's definitely going to be more than 100,000 because that's what requires council approval. But I don't know how much above that.
Okay.
Dartmouth widening. I would actually prefer no, just because
Yeah, I was
that's
saying-
been so long in coming, and
Yep.
we want the public to know.
Yeah, same here.
Melly Trust Fund.
That one's already yes.
Looks like we've got yeses on all of these, except for restitution. Short-term rental ordinance, obviously that's changing. First reading with Arapahoe County on CDBG, we do that every year. For the
I would
E3
say
program.
yes. Yeah, say yes to that one.
Okay. And then this one, I believe, is required because of the vote. Right, Tamara or Stephanie? This ordinance regarding sales and use tax rates.
Yes, so our municipal code contains references to the sales and use tax rate that needs to be updated. However, as we've gotten into it, we need to completely overhaul all the provisions. They're just outdated and complicated and hard to follow and implement. I've been working with staff in the finance department to identify all of the provisions that we need to change. So this is one of those that we're gauging, do we just want to go ahead and change the tax rates, knowing that we're going to go back and overhaul it? So we're still working on that, and I'm working with finance on it. So we may end up moving this one if we decide to propose a more significant overhaul, not substantively, but just align it with other cities, how their sales and use tax framework is implemented.
And this doesn't affect our ability. We've already sent letters to all the businesses to change the rate, right? So it doesn't affect our ability to collect.
Right. But well, it was a vote. So the vote of the people override any conflicting provisions in municipal code. So it went into effect January 1. Everyone's been notified and implemented. So this is a cleanup of our code to reflect the ballot result.
Okay. And then I think that's all the questions on consent.
Yeah, so just real quick, Shawn, so regarding the short-term rental ordinance, the study session won't be this night. It would be a separate night, correct?
Yeah, it looks like we're already full on this one, but is there
Yeah.
something you want to move? I mean,
Well,
assuming you want to move with haste or not.
well, the sooner the better. I remember Joe saying that he wanted to speak about it as soon as possible. So, and it does seem like we probably want to have that conversation sooner, but
we could move the charter presentation. We're nearing the end of that, so we don't need as many dates as we had originally planned. So we could just cancel the charter and just talk about the charter next in March, if you'd like to pop it into that study session spot.
which study session spot are we talking about? I don't see it on the 6th. Is it further in February or is it on next week?
Oh, it's next week. Sorry.
If we have time to do it next week, I would love to, but especially since we're already talking about some other code next items next week.
Well, I think staff is ready to, present what we've got in terms of the code changes to STRs. So I think we won't have anything to write in terms of the council memo without knowing what council wants to do. So
yeah,
in other words, we're ready.
Okay, I if we can get it on the 23rd, I may have to speak to Joe and just kind of get an idea of where he's headed with this and where we left this off. So I say the 23rd if we're able to move the charter review.
Cameron, did I state that correctly? That we're ready on the ordinance for STRs? I mean, just to at least present not as an ordinance, but here's what we plan to do based on council direction. Okay.
Yes, I think so. I'll follow up with my staff and community development as soon as we finish this meeting.
Is that something that will be ready to go out in the packet tomorrow?
Good question.
Let me find out.
Okay, if it's not, Stephanie, can redistricting move on the 6th? I mean, is that flexible or not?
Perhaps, yes, we could possibly move that down. We do just need to get going with that. But yeah, we could definitely move that if we need to. I just have to have it before council and in place by May. So I'd like to get it done at the beginning of the year, but we can move it down if we need to.
Okay, is that okay with you all, Mayor Pro Tem?
Yes, I'm good with that.
Okay, we'll look for one of those 2 dates. All right, moving on to February 13th. Oh, 27th. Oh no, there's 13th. Yeah, no meeting. Just Saturday meeting on the 11th. Okay. And then on the 27th, we have the administrative study results for the charges to enterprise funds, Inglewood McClellan Reservoir Foundation property update, 2023, January 2023 financial report, board and commission member appointments, utilities construction manager, general contractor, contracting process and approach, and Big Dry Creek Diversion Project Construction Manager, General Contractor, and City Ditch Piping Construction Manager, General Contractor. Any
Those
questions
are all
that?
on different dates. I just want to make sure I'm
Oh,
following.
I just kept reading tonight.
Yeah, that's okay. I just want to
Yeah.
make sure we're all on the same page.
So that was the 27th, the 6th, and the 13th, and the 20th.
We just need to add the PED to the 6th. So
Oh.
we may want to keep that one as short as possible.
Yeah, I think we'll go ahead and transfer that over to that new date and then kind of block anything else from going on there. We would like to, however, keep the recognition of the new board and commission
Mhm.
members, but if you want us to move that, we can too.
No, I don't want, I know it may be a long night, but I would prefer to not start moving the schedule around it. Just to move the schedule around, so.
Okay, but we can
um,
block everything from here on out.
Okay. I was trying to think if there's something. Oh, no. I think I'm good with this.
All right, moving on to the 27th of March, the financial report and the final presentation on charter review project. April 3rd, draft electric vehicle action plan. And that's all we've got so far. And then last night, in terms of, shoot, I did not have, I believe there was one from either Joe or Steve, but I have Noonan Camp. Can we have the how-to guide for public hearings and PUDs made available on the web and to the residents that have expressed interest in the upcoming PUD? And actually, I already sent Krista the other one. Let me just up on my email. That was Woodward. Could city staff reach out to Inglewood Schools maintenance staff to request that snow not be plowed into roadways and instead placed on grassy areas that don't exacerbate roadway snow issues for residents? Did anybody get any others besides those?
I did not know.
Nope.
Okay.
Great.
All right. I have nothing else. Steve, do you have anything else?
I do not. Thank you.
All right. And anyone from staff, any other comments or questions?
I don't have anything.
Not I.
All right.
Nothing for us.
Perfect. All right, everyone. Well, that now concludes today's mayor manager meeting. Everyone have a great day.
You
You
too.
too.
Bye-bye.
All right. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.